Good evening, America, and welcome to tonight's edition of CTNN. Topping headlines this week is the discovery of gun components and ammunition found hidden inside of 3 stuffed animals. The parts could have been assembled to make a full firearm. Authorities later allowed the 4-year-old boy and his father to continue their travel to Detroit after concluding the man didn't pose a risk. He told police that he didn't know that the parts were inside of the stuffed toys, which included Mickey Mouse and a teddy bear. It was jointly investigated by the Rhode Island Airport Police, FBI, and the Rhode Island State Police, and it was determined that there was no threat at any time to air safety. In other news, my computer is running really slow. Turtles stampeding through peanut butter move faster than my system. Anywho, my kid said it was my RAM. What is RAM? Let's connect to our computer specialist here at CTNN. We have our CTNN computer specialist. Priscilla, how are you doing today?
Hi, I'm quite alright, thanks for asking. So I hear you're having some problems with your RAM. I think I can help you with that. So first, RAM stands for Random Access Memory. What your RAM does is it stores information temporarily and makes it easier for your computer to work. I'll walk you through the steps of how to identify what kind of RAM you have and will need and how to replace it. Also, how to check if it's working. So let's get started. Before anything, the first thing you want to do is go online to www.crucial.com and figure out what type of RAM is compatible with your computer. The next thing you need to do is gather your supplies. You're going to need an anti-static strap to protect your motherboard, anti-static mats for your RAM, and of course, a screwdriver. Once you've gathered all your supplies, the next thing you need to do is shut down your computer. You never want to work on the system when your computer is shut. That's when you can begin to unplug your system. Make sure all of the wires are unplugged, especially the power cord, because working inside of your system while the cords are plugged in, especially the power cord, can cause you to get shocked. Once all of your wires are unplugged, place your case on its side carefully so that you are able to unscrew its screws and open up the case. Now that your computer case is placed on its side, you can grab your screwdriver and begin unscrewing the screws. As you may notice, there are 4 screws, 1 on each corner. But for this, you only need When you open up your case, you will notice that there are many wires inside and they may be overlapping your hardware. What you are looking for is a small rectangular card. But before you do anything, make sure to put on your ESD strap and clip it onto a side of the computer that is not painted. This protects your motherboard from any unnecessary electrostatic discharge that can damage it. Now once you've done that, carefully move the wires from around the RAM. Pull back the snaps on each side of the slot. Then you can pull out your RAM. Be sure to place your RAM on an anti-static bag so that it doesn't get damaged. Grab your new stick of RAM and place it in the same slot from which you took out the old RAM. Make sure it aligns correctly and push it in from both ends until you hear a snap. Make sure both snaps on the end of the RAM have snaps. When you've made sure that your RAM has been inserted properly, you can take off your ESD strap and close your case. Just slide the lid back on and screw it back in. Make sure you slid the lid on correctly. You don't want to have any gaps where extra dust can slide into your computer. After you've screwed the lid back on, turn the case so that it's standing upright again and plug in your cables. You're almost done. The last step is to make sure your computer recognizes the RAM and can function properly. Turn on your computer. If your computer recognizes the RAM, it should start up automatically. However, if your computer does not recognize it, you would get an error message right before the startup screen.
Thank you
for tuning in to CTNN.